Okay. Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm News 6 meteorologist Michelle Morgan in the streaming center. And we just got a new track on Tropical Storm Imelda here. So, as we take a look at what's going on, the center of this system is over the Bahamas, bringing tropical storm conditions to the islands and also strong winds and heavy rainfall. It is expected to continue to move to the north and northwest slightly as we go through the next couple of days or so, holding on to its tropical storm status. Now, eventually, as we get closer to Tuesday, it looks like it is going to take a hard turn to the east, then becoming a category 1 hurricane with winds of 75 miles per hour. Now, the latest trends are in our favor in terms of the United States because we are looking at conditions not as worse as we anticipated. So, the latest information, it shows that it has 40 miles per hour winds sustained, of course, gusts much stronger than that. It is moving to the north at 9 miles per hour. We also have our eyes on Hurricane Humberto, which we've been watching for quite some time. Now, this is a much stronger system. It is a hurricane, and it is a category 4 hurricane with winds of 145 miles per hour, moving to the northwest at 13 miles per hour. It is expected to bring some impacts to Bermuda as we head into Tuesday, lasting through Wednesday, but it is going to hold on to its category 4 hurricane status as we go through today, tomorrow, and then eventually weakening into a category 3 hurricane early Tuesday morning with winds of 120 miles per hour, and then a category 2 hurricane Tuesday afternoon as it passes west of Bermuda and then just heading over the northern Atlantic. Nonetheless, this is a very powerful hurricane and it is pretty large in size. Thankfully, it is going to stay way offshore away from the United States. Now, the latest tropical models, the spaghetti plots, as we call them, very good agreement, good consensus, taking the center of the system over the Bahamas as we go through today and tomorrow. There is one outlier showing it taking the turn much faster than the other models are showing. But nonetheless, this is the latest update and this is what it's showing. So it looks like it is going to stay offshore, not directly impacting the United States. Taking a look at the satellite imagery here, it looks better organized than it did yesterday. The hurricane hunters went into the system earlier today and they found a closed center. And by finding that, that's why it became a tropical storm, getting the name Imelda, becoming the ninth named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. As you can see, it is bringing heavy rain, tropical storm conditions to the islands. We do have Humberto hanging off to the side there, but it is expected to bring pockets of heavy rain along our coastal spots as we go through today and tomorrow. And winds will continue to pick up as we go through today, and the strongest winds tomorrow, as the center of the system is expected to be parallel to the state of Florida. Now, the winds right now, it is quite gusty, especially along our coastal areas, getting wind gusts about 15 miles per hour in Titusville, 17 miles per hour in New Smyrna Beach, and 15 miles per hour in Daytona Beach, 19 miles per hour in Palm Coast. Even our inland cities are dealing with gusty winds, 18 miles per hour in Orlando, 15 miles per hour in Sanford, and then 16 miles per hour in Claremont, Leesburg, and 19 miles per hour in Ocala. So winds will remain pretty gusty as we go through today out of the southwest and then getting even stronger during the overnight hours and definitely during Monday, lasting into Monday afternoon. Now, taking a look at the latest radar information, I am tracking some showers and also some thunderstorms moving across the region this Sunday afternoon. And we are looking at pockets of heavy rain. And most of the shower and storm activity is due to Tropical Storm Imelda. Notice the movement of these storms. They're moving from north to south. Usually, with our sea breeze storms, we see them either shift from east to west or west to east. So, a lot of the showers and thunderstorms are developing due to the system, even though the center of the system is over the Bahamas. So, we'll continue to see pockets of heavy rain move through our region as we go through today and tomorrow. And then, as that system passes Florida, we'll see some drier air move in on the left side of Tropical Storm Imelda. So, as we zoom into things, we're looking at some heavy rain moving across Lake County as well as Sumter County, but things are moving fast. So, that is the good news. So, the risk for flooding is relatively low. The one thing that we'll have to worry about as we go through the rest of your Sunday and also into Monday is deteriorating boating and beach conditions. We could see storm surge up to 2 feet, maybe a little bit higher than that, especially during high tide. So, boating conditions, marine conditions won't be the best as we go through the next couple of days. I'm also tracking some showers moving across northern Brevard County. Titusville just saw good soaking rain, seeing some showers moving across Port St. John, Merritt Island. Some light showers for you as we head to Osceola County. Most of the shower and storm activity staying south of St. Cloud and Holopaw. So we'll continue to see on and off showers and thunderstorms as we go through today. So just keep that in mind. We're not looking at widespread rain. It feels very tropical outside if you haven't been outside quite yet because the humidity is relatively high. I do want to show you how close these systems are to each other. So you have Tropical Storm Imelda to the left, and then you have Hurricane Humberto to the right. So the center of these systems are less than 800 miles away from each other. So they're pretty close in proximity. As we go through the next several days or so, due to the features in the atmosphere, we have an area of low pressure that is hanging over the southeast associated with a stalled out front. So again, those features, that upper level trough will continue to pull Imelda to the north as we go through today. Then eventually, as we go into our Tuesday and Wednesday, Umberto is strong enough to pull Imelda to the east with it. So that is why the latest forecast shows Imelda taking that hard right, staying over the open sea as we go through the next several days. Now we are looking at tropical storm watches, or it looks like the tropical storm watches has been expired, which is great news. Earlier this afternoon, we had tropical storm watches in effect for only coastal Volusia and Brevard County. So it looks like those watches have been expired, which is great news. Now, because of the latest track from the National Hurricane Center, things are improving for us here across Central Florida. Even though the marine conditions are expected to still be not the best, but things are slowly improving because Tropical Storm Imelda is moving to our east. So that is great news there. There's still a tropical storm warning here, it looks like, for off coast, but nonetheless, things are improving. Taking a look at other tropical alerts here, not for our area, but we're still looking at a tropical storm warning for the Bahamas because they're dealing with the storm right now. So that is going to stay into effect at least for the next few days or so. The country could see a rainfall between 6 to even a foot. So that is a whole lot of rain that can certainly cause flash flooding as we go through that time frame, and additional rainfall for us here at home between 1 to 3 inches when everything is said and done as we go through today and tomorrow. Now, taking a look at the latest models here, a few showers and thunderstorms will continue through much of tonight. Again, fast moving storms, fast moving showers, and that's going to continue through the overnight hours. As you can see, that storm is well to our east, and it is going to stay to our east here. Let me just slow it down a little bit so you can have a better look. So fast forwarding things into the evening, we'll see a few outer bands, those feeder bands, move into Central Florida early tomorrow morning. For that morning commute, especially our coastal areas along the I-95 corridor, you may run into some heavy rain, some thunderstorms here as we go through that time frame. Winds will continue to get stronger as we go through tomorrow morning. Notice the center of this system is parallel to the state of Florida. Fast forwarding things into Monday afternoon, early Monday afternoon, continuing to see showers and storms developing across central Florida. Most of the storm and shower activity is expected to stay west of the I 4 corridor, and that system will continue to slide northward and then eventually taking that hard right to the east, pulling away from the state. The winds will remain strong though as we go through the entire week. So breezy conditions will stay in play for many of us here across central Florida. Could potentially get gusts up to 25, even 30 miles per hour, and that can certainly blow around some things, patio furniture, anything that isn't secured properly can certainly get pulled around or pushed around due to the strong winds. Now, taking a look at the mid level moisture, this is the GFS model. We're going to continue to see Imelda move to the north, but look what happens as we go through early this week. We'll have some dry air that is going to filter in behind this system. That is why we're not going to see much rain. And that dry air is going to stick around at least through midweek. So the rain coverage across central Florida will stay relatively low. It is going to feel fantastic outside, low humidity, maybe a little bit of that fall like weather across the area. But again, it is going to stay quite breezy. As we go through Tuesday into Wednesday, notice that Humberto is continuing to move to the east, and then Imelda is right behind it with both storms continuing that similar track. Now, Bermuda is going to have to watch both of these systems very closely because they both can impact the island as we go through midweek. Now, winds. This particular model showing winds not as strong as we go through today, but as we go through tomorrow, as I mentioned, we could see wind gusts up to 25, even 30 miles per hour as the system or the center of that system is parallel to central Florida. And that'll continue through much of Monday, heading into our Tuesday, and then Wednesday, the winds should begin to relax across the area. Now, coastal hazards includes rough surf. We could potentially see minor beach erosion, and the rip current risk will remain high today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, with the wave heights potentially reaching a foot or 12 feet as we head into Tuesday. So, marine conditions won't be the best as we go through pretty much half of the week due to the strong winds and the choppy water because there are essentially two storms that are swirling over the Atlantic. So, just keep that in mind as we wrap up the work week. Now, in terms of the rainfall potential here, the rainfall continues to not be as high as it was a couple of days ago because the track of the system has changed significantly. Across our, especially along I 95, some areas could pick up to 1, even 2 inches of rainfall with locally higher amounts, certainly possible, but the lesser amounts are found over our inland spots. Ocala picking up almost a half of an inch of rainfall, Orlando almost a half of an inch, and then less than a quarter of an inch in Leesburg, Kissimmee, Lakeland, as well as the villages. So, not a whole lot of rain is expected from this system as we go through the next several days. And things will begin to improve on Tuesday with that drier air filtering in behind Tropical Storm Imelda. So, the tropical takeaways from this, thankfully, this is not going to be a direct impact for us here across central Florida, but we will continue to see fast downpours with the winds picking up. And the tropical storm winds for the coast is the odds are continuing to go down, which is great. Tuesday, the storm will begin to pull away, but again, marine beach conditions will continue to be not the best as we go through at least through Wednesday. So here is your 7-day forecast. So for today, again, temperatures got into the upper 80s and we're continuing to see on and off showers, some downpours across central Florida. The risk of the wind impacts are decreasing again, which is great news for us here. Still going to be a breezy day, but the risk is continuing to go down. Deteriorating beach and boat conditions are expected overnight, lasting through Monday and Tuesday. So, even though temperatures will be in the upper 80s tomorrow and rain chances will be relatively high in the morning, but then they will continue to go down as we go through Monday afternoon. And then Tuesday, it says 70% there. It's supposed to be 20%. We're looking at lower rain chances and then temperatures back into the lower 90s, and then we're going to keep the lower rain chances through our Wednesday, and then those rain chances eventually going up as we go through the rest of the week, which is fantastic news for us here across Central Florida. So things are in our favor. Things are improving. The only thing we'll have to worry about across Central Florida are the beach and marine conditions, again, worsening as we go through the overnight hours tonight into Monday, lasting through Tuesday. But not a whole lot of rain in the forecast due to Tropical Storm Imelda. The flood risk continues to decrease, which is great news. So, of course, we'll continue to update you all as the information becomes available to us. So, thank you so much for tuning in and have a great rest of your Sunday.